All right, welcome back to the SSL Family Dad channel. Today we are going to be working on a new evaporator and boiling setup here. It's going to be way too windy. Huh. I can hide behind something here. Squinties. Welcome back to the SSL Family Dad channel. Today we're going to be working on a new maple syrup evaporator. We're going to build a new setup here and eventually, or hopefully, a new sugar shack. So I'm going to take you through what the plan is. Some of you have already seen this plan because it was a plan from last year that never got executed. And we're going to take a look at this again and get started on this thing. We're going to see if we can, and we're going to get started on this thing, get the evaporator going here because I've got sap running right now and I don't have any way to boil it. So I brought the excavator in here real quick and just softened this all up. There's maybe 2 inches of ice. The ground really hasn't had a chance to freeze very much this year, so it wasn't too bad, but I just wanted to loosen this up, and I'm gonna rake this out and dig a little spot out and flatten an area out where we're gonna put the evaporator. So that's gonna go right here. And we're just sitting at the west end of the greenhouse here. And all of this ugliness that was thrown up here when we built the greenhouse, this, pieces of cement board for the old evaporator and all this fake brick wall junk, this is all going to get taken off, and I'm going to be building a new building, and it's going to go right here. It's going to be a big box, big rectangular deal here with a standard roof on the top of it, and it's going to enclose the wood boiler that heats the greenhouse, so that'll all be in there. And then right in this area we're going to have the evaporator for maple syrup. I want to keep it separate from the greenhouse. Last couple years I've boiled in the greenhouse right inside here. In fact, we could probably take a look through the window here and see kind of the area. So that's where the old evaporator was. But the problem is that you get all that steam in there. You got to keep these fans running, and then you're sucking cold air in there, and I'm trying to heat this. So it's counterproductive this year with the new heated raised bed running in the middle of it. So here's our evaporator pan that we've used for a couple years. We get cleaned up, and basically I just need to build a firebox for it. So I've got a load of cinder blocks here. I've got a couple bags of sand and cement, and we're going to do a very similar design that we did last time for the evaporator. Nothing's going to change drastically. I'm going to start by getting this leveled out and getting our first tier of bricks set and measured out so it'll fit that pan over there. And then once we get that layer done, we'll keep working our way up until I get to the desired height. And something I'm going to try different this year, I bought one of these barrel kits, and basically I'm just going to use the door off of it. So last year the last couple years I had a cement cinder block that I would just slide in the front of the firebox to close off the front of it and control the air that way. But I'm going to try to use an actual door on it this time, and I'm not sure how this is all going to come together yet. A little bit of this is off the cuff, so we're gonna see how this all goes together. All right, well, we've got the first layer around here pretty much. I'm trying to figure the front out. It doesn't work out exactly correct. I need about an extra inch here in the front in order to fit that pan in there perfectly. So I'm gonna figure the front out here, and I'm trying to work on this the chimney pipe. I'm gonna use this. This is a heating adapter. It's a 6-inch oval to 6-inch round. This is galvanized, so this is gonna all burn up. The finish on this will all burn off the first time I fire the stove. And then out of the top of that, I'll use regular chimney pipe. that will go up up out of the back here. So just trying to figure this little bit out. This will kind of be in here like that and then point it up, and I'll cement this all in. So it looks like what I'm going to have to do to make this work really well is I'm going to cut some of these solid blocks. So I got some of these pieces that are just a solid, or the same size as the regular standard cinder blocks are. So they all match up with the height and depth and all that good stuff. But I'm going to have to cut a couple of these up. I'm going to fit some pieces in there and then a piece that'll go on each side of that adapter. And I think that's going to work. The next thing I'm going to do also, I'm just kind of mocking this all up. So I'll take this second layer off and get back down to the first layer. I'll finish the front part off. And then I'm going to pack this all full of dirt. So I did the same thing with the last evaporator. Packed all these gaps in here, pack them full of dirt, pack this full of dirt, and this is going to keep the heat in. It creates an insulated layer for the firebox, so it keeps that heat in there. And then right here, filling this with dirt and packing it in there, it keeps, you know, any smoke from escaping through these cracks. So I'll try to pack dirt in between these little holes and fill this in with dirt. It works better than cement. I found the cement with the heat, it'll actually crack through there, and it'll actually make a crack all the way through. Whereas the dirt, it seems to stay in there better, packed down, and create a better seal than concrete does. So now I'm not using any mortar or anything like that for these. I'm just using regular Quikrete. I'm not dealing with paying a bunch of money. Mortar's going to crack anyway. The Quikrete's probably going to crack also over time. It just does. So we're not really using firebox materials here, but the last one I built lasted several years, and it was still working pretty good. I just didn't want it in the location I had it, so that's the only reason I really tore it apart. So we'll get that first layer done, and then we'll work on cutting some of these. I've got a new toy to show you guys that I actually got last year, and I've never used it. So this will be the first time we get it to use. So we'll see what happens. Well, there's still a whole lot of work to do out here. I didn't get as much done today as I had hoped, but this is the hardest part, is getting all those that first layer level. You really want to get these cinder blocks all packed full of dirt, and I may have to get the excavator out and dig a hole somewhere or something and get some fresh sand or soil out of the ground somewhere in order to fill these up. I could fill them with concrete also. I may mess with that. And just see how well that works, but dirt seems to be the best thing to fill these all in. It really insulates the firebox, and man, does it get nice and hot in there once you get a good fire going. So that little saw, that little cement saw, I think works really good. That's the first time I've ever used it. That company, Evolution, they sent me a metal saw, chop saw that I've used a few times. I really like that. And then this cement saw, like last year, and I just have never had a chance to use it. Never had a need for it until now. So, but I don't cut a lot of cinder blocks, so this is about the only time I can think of that I'll do that. But man, was it handy to be able to fit this in here real nice. I'll be able to make a tighter design, I think, with the chimney stack here, with those cut blocks. I'll have a few more cinder blocks to cut, and we'll get this finished up tomorrow, and I'll probably be doing my first boil tomorrow. Sap's been running good today. I've got quite a few buckets that are about half full, and we've still got more run left in the day. It'll run into the evening tonight, and I'll probably have a good bit of full buckets out there in the forest. So I'll need to get this finished. I'm a little behind this year, I think. We've got 2 more tiers to go up. I've got the base layer in. We're going to do 1 more layer and then a 3rd layer on top, and then the pan will sit on top of that. And then I just have to figure out how I'm going to attach the door to the front of it, and we'll be ready to boil. So exciting! I'm ready to get into maple syrup this year. I'm ready for my first batch. That first batch of syrup is always the best. It's the lightest and sweetest. It has kind of a vanilla flavor to it usually. And so I'm hoping that we get a real good run this weekend. We'll get that first boil going, and man, I can't wait. So I'll take you guys along for all that. You'll probably see a lot of these little choppy videos coming out over the next couple weeks, little bits and pieces of everything that I'm doing. And so hopefully you guys will enjoy that. Of course, hit thumbs up on today's video, and comment down below. Let me know if you have questions or man, any ideas. I'll take them. Give me those ideas before I get this finished. So ideas are great. When projects aren't done yet. After they're done, the ideas are less helpful. So, and if this is your first time to the SSLFamilyDad channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell next to it so you get notified when we post new content. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. Have a good one.